everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay, chill out, Big E. Nice t-shirt. Valuable proof shirt today.
Thank you.
How are you, Jay?
Hey, everybody. I'm good.
Good? Boy, you came in a little hot there. Hold on, I can fix that a little bit. We had a Sexy Easus tweaking shit behind the scenes, unbeknownst to me yesterday during the show.
Can we be clear? Is it hot Easus or sexy Easus?
I think it's both. I think
thought it
both
was
work.
hot, but okay.
I believe it's hot, Sexy Easus.
Ah,
You can go middle name,
even better.
first name, last name, whatever, any combination. There might be a hyphen in there too. Hot hyphen Sexy Easus, I think. Well, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I'm in a lousy mood, as you can imagine, Jay.
the Lions got you down. I'm sorry
man.
that happened, guys.
Yeah. Did you watch any of it? I mean,
I got home late, but I tried to breeze through it, and yeah, so I saw everything you're about to talk about.
yeah, you knew it was coming. You know, this is gonna be a long day. I'll try not to get too worked up. I think I blew out the lines pretty good on Twitter last night.
Did you?
Adding the NFL
Screamed
officiating.
into the chasm.
Just fuck you, all caps. Fuck you, NFL. Like, you are ruining this game, and it just so mad. And I'm one of those people. I hate it. I hate it. And I hate days like this when you have moments like last night where I don't like blaming refs. I understand the human element to this game. I get it. Sometimes shit goes your way. Sometimes it doesn't. But man, the exceptional ways that this shit happens to this franchise is just so incredible. It's just like I don't like I was trying to think, Jay, maybe you can help me with this. Can you think of a single time in the history of your watching Lions football games when some egregious call against another team happened and the Lions made out from it?
No, I
Because
can't.
honestly, if you think about it, I was like, no, for real. Like, going back to Billy Sims, you know, and I wasn't alive for shit way back, obviously, I don't know.
Jeff
but
Chadwick
yeah.
got called inbound when one of his toes was clearly out.
Yeah, or at the end of a game when it's just like, holy shit, what was that? Like, I can't think of a single. I could rattle off 20 times where the Lions got absolutely fucking jobbed, and most people would look at it and go, yeah, they did. I mean, go to the Dallas playoff game, flag thrown, pass interference, clear face guarding pass interference, picked up the flag. Calvin Johnson's touchdown. That weird play against the Packers, it might have even been on Monday Night Football, where what's his name dove out of the end zone he was going to get tackled for a safety, the running back, and then he fumbled it forward, and they called it a forward pass.
Oh, I don't remember
that horse shit call. It
Nah, there's
cost
too
him
many
a game there.
Yeah, there's too many to remember.
They all
I guess,
blend
but-
together
Yeah,
into
and-
one big pile of steaming shit.
And I just don't like. It's one thing when your team, you know, the Lions have made so many mistakes in games, and they don't play. They play a quarter. They play a good quarter or a half or something. You go, well, if you could fucking put together a team, you know, this wouldn't keep happening and blah blah blah. But to have a fucking team that finally looks good, this team looks good. They play hard. They look coached up properly. They're not getting dumb penalties. Couple here and there, that's going to happen in games. Drop pass here and there, that's going to happen in games. Packers drop the touchdown. Lions drop the touchdown. That happens. I expect that in a football game. But those calls.
You know what's weird is I was listening to Doug and Gator during the day, so the lead up to the game.
Yep.
97 won the ticket. And those guys, and it was, you know, you always get the callers who are like, oh, you know, the goddamn refs or whatever. But they were taking predictions, and there were many, many people who were like, oh, no, the refs are going to fuck this up. It was weird. It was like they were looking into a crystal ball. There was this whole segment where the zebras, you know, zebras at Lambeau Field, they're going to screw up a call, and that's going to cost the Lions a game. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, just these guys throwing in their 2 cents. Then I'm watching this going, what the fuck, man?
Well, it's weird. It is weird. It seems like, I don't know what it is, but like the memes last night, immediately they're showing the refs doing Lambo leaps. They're showing the refs getting the game ball in the locker room from the coach. They're like, the Packers wore their throwback uniforms last night, the black and white striped uniforms. And it was really funny, but just sad. And I was so angry. I'm just so, just disappointed in this league that it's my favorite sport, not even close. I don't give a shit really about college football. I watch it, but I don't really care. I don't know who all the players even are. NFL foot, and it's like, I love this game, and my team, you know, I've had the 49ers, I got that. Some people love it. Why do you even care? Fucking Niners fan anyway. Yeah, whatever, dude. I love the Lions. I've rooted for them forever, and they've just traditionally sucked. You bailed on them. E has basically bailed on them. I get it. And, you know, watching them this year, it's been really fun, and it's like, there's no reason this team shouldn't be 5-0. And whatever, they blew the game in Arizona, fine. Kansas City, fine.
there's one reason. There's two reasons.
Right. They're not. And it doesn't matter. At the end of the year, it's like, yeah, they finished fucking 7-9. You're like, whatever. No one even remembers. And it's like, no, they probably missed out on the playoffs last night. With the last few minutes of that game, they probably missed on the playoffs. They went from first place with a win last night to last place in the division.
Well, I mean,
probably the strongest division in the league.
You know, the other argument is, though, that's one game of 16.
Yeah.
Dude, it was terrible.
And they're probably going to have to win 12 games to win this division. With what,
okay.
13 games left, 14 games left?
You know, Mike,
or
you
whatever
mentioned
it is,
a moment ago that I bailed on this team, and I did bail on this team.
did.
I bailed
Hard.
like forgot all about them, didn't watch them for years. I bailed on the entire sport, and I think what I saw last night is just further indictment on the sport. There's too many rules. You know, I'm a guy who gave up football in large part for several years. You know, watched it in passing if it was on a bar or whatever, watched a few plays. I'm now back to it this year because I'm watching Spartans.
Right.
And I'm watching the Lions because they're relevant to our discussion. And I am just floored by the stoppages, the penalties, the reviews that weren't there back when I was watching it before. It didn't seem to be this complicated.
No.
And it's like you're dealing with a sport that fundamentally has so many moving parts. And I don't know if you can fix this in this day and age where you have cameras everywhere and everybody wants every little thing called or not called. When, you know, there's a way you can rush the passer, but you can't do X, Y, and Z. There's a way you can block that rushing defensive lineman, but you can't do X, Y, and Z. There's a way that you can catch a ball, I think, but it has to be like this. There's a way that you can defend a catch, but it has to be like, there's nothing fluid about it. And every play, there can be 30 different, you know, violations.
And it's gotten to the point now to where it's like, if you get pushed from behind as a guy rushing a quarterback and you're falling down and grab like the thighs of a quarterback, it's like personal foul 15
Yes, that's
yards.
what I'm talking about.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Dude,
it's a violent game. I mean, like,
I'm not gonna bring the beautiful game into this, but
Please don't.
I want to watch a sport. Let's use hockey as an example.
I was gonna say
where
hockey,
there's just
basketball.
something fluid, man. You can watch it. You can watch it happen. Yes, there's penalties, there's fouls in basketball, but you know, stuff is going on without every little thing
But
being
hypothetically, in
scrutinized.
hockey, you could watch, 8 minutes in a row if there
Yes,
wasn't. I mean,
just
it
goes.
could happen.
Yes.
Like,
And football's not meant to be like that. It's quick bursts.
But you agree. But you agree. In recent years, this is getting worse.
Dude,
the scrutiny of every single touch and play and call, or every movement of these players.
They've done it to themselves.
I know.
They've done it to themselves by trying to be perfect, and a lot of this goes
By
back
trying to protect the quarterback, as they have to, as is
well,
proven.
here's the thing: if it comes to head things, that's for sure. Concussions are huge. Some of that stuff.
Okay,
But,
explain that personal foul on the Lions
No,
last
that's what I'm
night.
saying. But that's what I'm saying, though.
explain
To me, when you say too much, even like hands to the face, I guess. Like I'm not saying there shouldn't be again, I guess egregious if you're literally just like fucking egregiously pushing hands to the face as a lineman. But it's like so nitty gritty now. It's like, well, his pinky was touching the face
If you
mask.
look, it's really a judgment call. No, it's not a judgment call. It's hands to the face mask and driving a guy's. We've all seen that play. Guy's getting his fucking head ripped off by some guy.
Yeah, you want to call that?
It's egregious. It's prolonged. Like, it's very specific. There was an illegal hands to the face on that play by a Packer on a Lion.
Right.
You know, that in that shot where they're like, here he is. And you know what? You're not allowed to hold. So, I mean, honestly, like Trey
don't know what you're
Flowers
supposed to
is
do.
fucking grabbing the inside of that guy's. But apparently that's fine. That's okay. And it's a technique. You know, the guys are not going to talk about it much in the locker room. They're going to act like, well, we got to do better and win because they're Belichick coached up teams, Patricia coached up teams. But they said this guy's never been called for this flag in his career. He's one of the most dedicated and elite players at his position who has mastered this technique, does it every fucking time, and he's hard to stop. And it's like some 80-year-old man standing back there just like, Aaron Rodgers has the ball. Oh, my God, Aaron Rodgers. How do I suck Aaron's dick?
By
a
the
little
way,
more?
turtled on that fucking sack.
yes,
Nobody touched
dude.
him. What a pussy that guy is.
And
He absolutely nobody touched him.
Right.
Nobody
No.
and nobody talked about that. Nobody mentioned that.
Yeah.
Like, wow, Aaron just flopped on the ground
Jim
there.
Everetted. He just
What the
Jim
hell was
Everetted
that?
on the ground. It was pathetic. On a 3rd and 10,
Yeah.
you know, which makes
went,
it.
"Ah!"
He totally did and collapsed. And, you know, I'm watching these guys on ESPN, Stephen A. Smith. He's a bad man. He's a bad man, Aaron Rodgers. Well, the Lions got to take advantage of opportunities because you give this bad man extra chance. Yeah, you know what he is? He's a bad family man. I know that. He's a horrible family man. No one wants to address that. He hasn't talked to his family members in 20 fucking years. But this constant blowing of Aaron Rodgers on every single play, no matter what he does. Look at where he puts the ball. No NFL quarterback can do that from 30 yards. Yeah, they all do that. He's a special player. He's great. But, dude,
And
that
won
was
Super Bowl.
How much time
Won
did he
one.
have on
That's what I
every
said,
fucking
only
pass?
one.
every pass.
Super Bowl.
Did we touch him all that? I think it was one sack.
Can't win more than one.
Lots of guys have won a single Super
Dude,
Bowl.
it's
But
this,
that's-
this shit's just going to keep happening because it's part of that. It's part of that sport. There are a million things going on that can be called penalties, and
Well-
somebody's going to bitch about something on every play, and that's what I frankly just don't like about it.
Well, I was absolutely infuriated. You know, after the games, you know, the refs will go and they'll do their press pool where they'll get, like, questions asked to them, like, I think in like, typed form, just on the most egregious moments of a game, be like, oh, what did you see here? What did you... And so they're asking, and this guy's, like, fucking justifying these calls. He's going to bat for his umpire on those calls. And I'm like, what are you talking? He's trying to justify, was it Walker, who's laying out for that ball, the one you're talking about? And I don't know, his little crown of his helmet nicks the Green Bay Packers. They both diving
Yeah.
for a ball.
Cannot contact helmets.
Oh, helmet. Oh, yeah, every time. That penalty every time. Egregious. Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay.
like, what?
Well, I'm not interested in your sport anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, they called what they thought they saw. Well, you know what? They didn't see it because it didn't happen. How about that? How about that as an answer? And I tell you what, Detroit fans are really fucking tired of Monday or Tuesday morning getting a letter from the league going, yep, sorry about that. Kind of fucked you on that one. Good
I know,
luck
right?
next
A
week.
letter. A letter from the league.
It's I mean, the guys are going to try to rally around this. You know, one of the guys, they're like, oh, you're going to get fined for your comments. He's like, good, I don't give a shit. Detroit versus everybody. Fuck them, kind of thing. You know, Detroit versus everybody. I'm saying it. Detroit versus everybody. It's awful. And I agree. I thought I was really disappointed. Like Booger McFarland. Ugh, I hate even saying his name, but he came hard, dude, in that game going
Yeah.
against John Perry. Like, no,
he did.
dude. And then he gives Scott Van Pelt does the post game whatever Sports Center, and you could tell he was amped up because he had an actual guy in a game who's willing to call out the bullshit that was, and he's like, man, I was right there with you. The Lions got jobbed, and Booger was just like, well, I mean, it's like, all right, who got in your
I was
fucking
gonna say
ear?
who got in his right? Who
And then
told him?
ESPN guys, I know I even started to make the argument. These guys are like, look, the deal is, the Lions had plenty of opportunities to put that game away. You can't go to the red zone and score 5 field goals. Why not? Why not? What do you mean you can't go in there and score?
Well, I still believe that, but
Of course. So what? Then the argument is, well, why don't we just go score 6 touchdowns on 6 drives? So when the refs decide to make horrific calls that would be monstrously game-changing, we can avoid that. It's a stupid premise. It's like you play a certain way. Sometimes people score field goals. Sometimes they drop touchdowns. There's going to be those plays. The Lions did everything they could to win that game, and the refs did everything that they could at the end to make sure that wasn't possible. Period. I mean, that's a fact. The Lions won that game until they were leading that game from the minute it started until the last 2 seconds of that football game. And that last 10 minutes is shameful for the league. I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah, I
and the
agree.
cool thing was, it happened on Monday Night Football. Do you have Dan Orlovsky? I think he was great. He was the one guy. He and I'll give it to Max Kellerman, too. Max Kellerman took it on. But Dan Orlovsky is just great, man. I love, what he played, 12 seasons in the NFL. Probably most known for running out of the back of the end zone against the Vikings. But he just started taking to Twitter and doing these videos, like taking why this play makes Matt Stafford amazing, or Rodgers, why these guys are so special. And he breaks them down and kind of gets in the film room with you. He's just really good at it. And ESPN gobbled him up in the offseason. And he's great, and he doesn't give a shit. And I thought, he was the first and bravest one to come out with this statement, because this is ESPN, man. They're partnered with the NFL. You got to be really careful about what you say about refs and stuff. But go ahead, E.
Owners, I'm talking to you. You don't have a problem. You have an epidemic. Your product is slowly being ruined by a third party that has no consequence to their actions. And you may not pay a lot of attention to social media, but you should, because not thousands of people, not tens of thousands of people, but millions of people are unhappy right now. And unhappy people don't spend money. America's favorite sport at times is becoming unwatchable because of bad officiating. And I can't fix it, and Greeny can't fix it, but you can. Shad Khan, you can. Jerry Jones, you can. Mr. Kraft, you can fix it. And it's not an October 2020 fix. It's not a 2020 fix. It's an October 15th, 2019 morning fix. Your product is being ruined. You need to fix this now. That's the reality of this situation. We can no longer come on shows after a really good football game and have to talk about the bad officiating. The Detroit Lions fans and team should not have to go, oh, we should have played better. When we grew up, it wasn't about, we used to always have coaches tell us, don't let the officials, they don't impact the football game. They're impacting too many football games. And I'm telling you, fans are sick of it.
Yeah. You got a good point.
So what do you do? How do you fix it?
I thought his answer was good, and it's more closely related to what college football does. And he was like, because that's exactly what Greeny asked him, was like, well, what do you do then? Do you have an answer? Or are you just saying, you got to do something? He said, I would have someone upstairs during that game, and every time a flag is thrown, you don't need to stop the play. You don't need to do a 3-minute review. You don't need to fucking announce that it is. That guy's up there, and he looks at it, and he makes a decision. Was that call legit or not? It stands. He hits a buzzer. Call stands. Nope, that's a bullshit call. Pick up that flag. And it's in that ref's ear. Play doesn't have to stop and go to commercial for 3 minutes. He just goes, no, that's an egregious call. Change it. That was not what you called. Change it. Drop it. We picked up the flag. They looked it upstairs. 4th down.
Right.
And he
that
said,
actually is a good idea,
if you've
I think.
got someone on the field that's their only job, they're up there and they're making that call, being able to look at a couple quick highlights and make a call, it just helps this. And so
That would
you
solve
don't,
the most egregious ones, but there'd always be
Yes.
those black or those gray
well,
areas.
you're right about that. And in that, when they decided to do the pass interference thing, I get it. It was so bad in your championship game last year. You know, the uncalled pass interference, pathetic. That it was so egregious. Lawsuits were filed, and you know, and they had to make some change, and it's not working. It's pathetic. It's dumb. You know,
Will they
you
just
never
not
know.
turn him over? It sounds like they're just basically you can review it, but they're basically just not turning it over.
Well, that's truly a judgment call. If you call a face mask on a guy, but he didn't get his face mask,
Right.
you just blew the call.
Right.
That should be able to be look. No, he didn't get his face mask. He didn't. Take that away. You know. But something like, you know, pass interference where guys are jockeying down the field, I don't have a problem with just letting them do this. Some refs call it tighter games. Some let more go. You know, and you know before the game, you know what officials are there. You discuss coaches with these officials. Like, this is the type of game they're going to call, guys. Be aware of it. Don't touch them. Don't be grabbing and pulling. These guys will let it slide more. You can get away with more. So I don't mind that so much. It's just this, you know, that's a stolen game, dude. And when you've got 16 games in a year, that could easily cost you your season. And it's just terribly frustrating when you've got fans of these things that really love this stuff. Barry Sanders is tweeting last night. Shameful. Barry Sanders, the most humble.
Barry Sanders didn't even speak out about his own retirement. He tweeted last night.
Right.
Dude, isn't that funny though? I mean, to me, it's like if Barry Sanders is saying stuff, if Tom Brady is tweeting out during games, if
Did Tom
you know,
Brady tweet about last night?
No,
Or-
I don't know if he tweeted last night.
couple weeks ago, maybe?
A couple weeks ago.
Oh,
he did.
really?
And holding calls went down like 30% the next week. Like they had a special meeting with them going, look, dude, if our biggest name player, 6-time Super Bowl champion, is calling us out on national TV, and it was really cool to see even Packers fans last night on Twitter going, yeah, I'll take it, but man, you guys get fucked. You could just get fucked by this league. And so many people, like, were legit. It was the number one trending story all night, including this morning, was how fucked the Lions got after that game
for
last
sure.
night.
Do you want me to cheer you up, Mike?
No.
Your first great fall party is happening at Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I
Stop
like that.
into any Michigan or Ohio location on the night of Wednesday, October 16th. That's tomorrow. Enjoy their first Bourbon and Brews lingerie bash featuring Bullet Bourbon, Sam Adams. Party starts at 7, so make sure you stop in to enjoy special drink prices, flights, samples, and swag, all served by your favorite Twin Peaks girls rocking out in black lingerie, Jesus.
Nice.
You won't want to miss it.
Cheer me up, Jay. And don't bring up fucking the beautiful game or Tottenham or anything like that. Not today. Is there a glimmer
Dude,
of hope?
where was
can
I
You
at?
can you save a season? Can you fucking rally around something like this and get back into... Do you notice a difference watching this team? Because you've watched them a little bit this year, not every
Yeah,
play.
they
but
look pretty good. Yeah.
do you notice what I'm telling you about? Like, dude, like four
Man,
quarters.
their kicker's really good.
Yeah, I know, I get it. Those games happen though.
Yeah. Do I notice something different? Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I mean, you have to see like, wow, this defense is holding for 4 quarters. They're not usually, or they're playing tough for 4 quarters. They're getting to the ball. They're those stupid pre-snap penalties. You might see one.
Yeah.
But you're not seeing 12 of them in a game like you did for years.
Yeah, the 12 men on the field kind of hurt them.
Yeah. Yep.
Went from a field goal to a touchdown.
Yep. The
That
13
hurt.
men on the field for the Packers that wasn't called
Yeah.
certainly did not help the Lions either.
No.
But, you know.
But that one went directly from 3 to 7 points. So
and what was it? Was that did we jump or was that the 12 men that
it's the 12 men.
on 4th down? And
12
3
men
or
on
something?
4th down. They had their kicker lined up to go. They were in formation, so they threw the flag before the kick even went.
By the way, Packers, that touchdown from the bad man down to the fucking diving. Great one in the end zone. His knee was down before that ball crossed the end zone. Just saying. With a hand. There's lots of stills out there.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, but
Honestly-
I feel pretty confident they would have scored anyway.
Yeah.
I
We don't
will
know
s-
that, though.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
You know,
It
we
still shouldn't
thought
be
that when the
called.
Lions were going in for a touchdown against the Kansas City Chiefs, and then, oops.
Right.
The Chiefs went 100 yards.
No,
So-
you're right. It still shouldn't be. It still should have been called. I don't know how it wasn't even looked at. It's a scoring play, right? That it was considered a scoring play. I don't know
Yeah.
how that wasn't looked at more seriously.
Yeah.
I do think you're right, though. I mean, I will say that, like, for me personally, I'll still watch this Sunday. Like, I was mad about last night, but all I ask for is to be like, feel like I'm entertained.
Yeah, you're entertained.
And I've
Right.
been entertained, so I'll
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
again on Sunday. So.
Who they playing?
I don't-
Minnesota.
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 That's
Who's
a
got your
must-win.
boy going, Jay?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
An early must-win for the Lions.
We have a must win in week 3 every year. I mean, come on, let's be honest. It just shouldn't be, you know. Yeah, Kirk Cousins. You see that guy that talked shit about him, the linebacker,
Philly
for the
linebacker. Yeah.
Eagles, and then they fucking throws up a 4 touchdown day over 300 yards, and they cut the linebacker.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody,
Yeah.
insurance. We all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage. Easis, 2 types of insurance coverage that Brent Wasik covers, please.
Didn't you say I can do other?
Other
It's great. It's on the list, technically.
other fits with and more.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so auto,
So
home.
he's got other and more he could say?
Well, I'm fitting other in with more.
Okay.
Auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Or as Easis would say, other.
I think he's got to go with and more. That's on the card.
Fine. Okay, fine.
Call
But
Brent
he
Wasik.
said last time other. He said I could have said other. I repeated exactly what
all
I
right.
was taught.
All right.
Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900.
I'm a parrot. I could if I was taught to say other, and I said other.
Yeah, but you know, there's times in life when people are going to try to trick you into saying something. You know, they're going to, yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. No,
I
you
know.
didn't. Yes, you did. You know, that whole thing. And Jay might be doing that from time to time. You just got to be aware of it.
Trust Jay.
You shouldn't. Wow. You shouldn't. Because
Good to know.
Well, now I shouldn't.
you thought he stole your wallet a week ago. What are you talking about?
I didn't think he stole it.
You were looking up what measures could be taken to have him arrested.
on
felony
your
charges.
request.
Well, I suggested it, but you furthered it. You certainly did some fucking binging.
Well,
So, did we ever talk about that? Was the wallet found, Easis?
yes,
It was.
it was. It was found. It
Tucked betwixt
It
the seat?
slipped out of my pocket. Yes, betwixt the door and the driver's
So, out of your
seat.
pajama pocket?
Yes.
Was Jay nice when you offered your apologies? Did he accept it?
I never even.
Yeah, he, in fairness, he didn't accuse me. He was like, hey, this is weird
Not
and
your
all,
face.
but did you, did
No.
you maybe take that to, as a joke,
Send
like
a
teach me a
message.
lesson?
Yeah, that's what I more saw it as
no,
like
no,
a
no.
fatherly thing.
Had I done that, and that does sound like something I do, I would have given it back to him that night.
Right.
I wouldn't have taken it home with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you driving around without a
No,
license?
no.
I'm used to it, I guess.
God, I so wanted that to be Jay. Jay took it and forgot. Dude, you're going to have to call the police. Just file a report. That's all I'm saying. Not saying the prosecutor's going to take the case, but let's just get this on the record.
So
okay?
funny. Cop shows up. He's like, well, do you have it? Well, I do. Well,
Got cuffed away.
You're not going to believe this. Like, seriously, officer, you're not going to believe this. We were talking yesterday about
Press charges, officer. I press charges.
Ease there on the stoop.
Yeah.
Mr. Easis, would you please back up? Let us handle this. I want it brought down to Chinatown with the fullest extent of the law. Yeah, we were talking. I don't know how we got onto it. Chris Hansen and that, Yeah.
Oh,
Chris
to catch
Hansen,
the
let me see.
predator.
Would you please have a seat? And the guy's just like, fuck. But they all, the ones that'll talk to him, and it's like they want to explain.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
matter what, it's like, look. Yes, I figured the child would like whipped cream. I was trying to cheer her up. The condoms are, want to show her how these things work,
Yeah.
so she can be,
Animal balloons.
Yeah, they try to talk themselves out
Balloon
of
animals, sorry.
And Hans is just like, dude, really?
Yeah.
Dude, really? You brought a 6-pack over to a fucking 8-year-old's,
You have
really?
a French tickler on your person.
You've been whistling in the kitchen while I've been in the other room.
Did you talk about
And-
that in connection with the guy who walked like 500 miles to go rape the 14-year-old?
No,
If I would walk 500 miles. He literally did.
was he one of the proclaimers?
He was not. But he literally walked, I think, from Indiana to Wisconsin or some shit.
Did he attempt
from
to hitch?
southern?
Or,
I don't know.
see, no, we were talking about Ghost, that dope ass Genesee County,
Oh, yeah,
special
yeah.
team task force or whatever.
Yeah, the Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, they caught like 22 these weirdos. I don't know, a few months ago or something, and then they just announced 12 more. And so we were talking about that. And it was like these guys try to talk themselves out of it, and it's like see you on your porch with a cop there, just going, "Look, officer, look, I know this is going to sound crazy."
How many miles is it? 351, sorry. Man tried walking 351 miles to have sex with deputy he thought was a 14-year-old girl.
There's a 14-year-old girl deputy.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jenkins, 32, was arrested as he
Mr.
walked
Jenkins.
hundreds of miles from Indiana to Wisconsin, tried to have sex with a 14-year-old girl. My God, man.
Dude, you would think at some point in your, maybe on mile 227, you would go, am I really walking?
There's that point of no return, though, Mike.
Is it the halfway point? What is it?
I don't know. What is it in that walk?
Oh my god.
Is
if
it
you got
100 miles in where you're like, dude, I just logged 100 miles.
See, here's the difference.
I'm going.
I mean, what would most people do? 20 miles in a day? I mean, you could do faster than that.
Yeah,
but I mean, like,
those March of Dimes things.
yes, that's what I'm
like
thinking
20
of.
miles.
That I remember doing that. I can't remember Walk for Mankind or
Get all
something.
chafed up.
Yes, and we're walking. We're going to walk and save the planet or something. No one knew what was going on. But 20 miles, I think, and it was like you were exhausted at the end of that. I mean, dude, if you get past 14 miles, I think you need to be arrested. Like, I don't think you need to even get into the state she's in at that point. You know what I mean? Like, if you turn back after 14
I mean,
miles
it
and went,
just
this was
shows you-
terrible thinking on my part.
Either how fucked up he is.
Yes.
Right. Like, no, I'm just saying because, like, for me.
And moving on.
That's
yes.
what it
me,
shows.
like,
You nailed it.
No, but I'm just saying, like, for me, coming from my own examples of, like, times that I haven't done it in, like, 3 years now, but going back to, like, times of, like, trying to find girls on Craigslist or Backpage.
Or what he went through in Grand Rapids
Right.
with the flat screen TV.
Right.
Oh,
exact-
yeah,
No,
totally
exa-
remember
The
that.
lengths you
but-
go to.
But like no, but my point was like I had several times though, like where I'd be like drunk or wake up kind of fucking hungover and like start scrolling, thinking like I'm in a hotel, like oh, I wonder if I could get one for a cheaper price or something. It's early.
For a
And
discount at 3 in the morning.
But my point is like there would be even in those times is I definitely had times where I was like. No, dude, what am I
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
doing? Am I gonna really like? I'm gonna have to walk out and get cash and
Yeah.
and so like
Yeah.
and so my point is like I was kind of more not like pedophilia, but I was looking to pay for sex,
Yeah.
and I still was a lot of times.
And you're in an
Talk
easier
myself-
position than this dude,
Right.
who every step has to be
Right.
thinking as he walks down that thoroughfare.
Dude,
I mean, honestly, if he's going at a clip, right? If
he's one of those
walker.
speed walkers,
yeah,
he's got the
just
hips going.
He looks like he's doing the.
That's amazing, isn't it? All those guys go.
Incredible. Now, what's the deal? They always have to have one foot on the ground.
yes, you do have to have 1 foot touching all the time.
But if he's going at an amazing clip at 351 miles on foot, and by amazing clip, I don't mean he's a world record.
Give him 50 miles a
salsa guy.
day.
I know,
I
right?
mean,
Give him
dude, right?
50 a day.
What was it? 6-7 days? It's a week of walking.
I mean, he's
on a mission, man.
He's taking rest breaks.
That sort of dedication, if that guy applied himself, what he could do.
Yeah.
Think about what he overcame to get 358 miles in.
I mean, dude, the pull. It's just you would hope it was like, you know what, Bill? Why don't you just have a seat behind this bush, jack off really quick, and just see how we feel?
Yeah.
That's my biggest
let's
advice.
See,
See if you still got the same thing in mind you did
let's,
before.
let's see if we can fire the devil right out of you, just this once, and just see.
That's like what happened, like, for example, I mean, this wasn't a pay for sex situation, but remember when I talked about, like, the New Year's Eve, where I'd met that girl on the day before New Year's Eve, and we were up in Petoskey, and all my friends were going to go down to Grand Rapids, but she couldn't hang out, and she's like, oh, I could hang out New Year's Eve. And
Yes.
I had stayed in the hotel. I had plans to stay in a hotel by myself, pay for another room, sit around all day by myself, because maybe this girl she was definitely going to go out with me on New Year's, but it was no guarantee it was going to be late, and it's me. So, like, I don't have the
point, good
game
point.
to,
Yeah.
you
To
know,
East's point,
I can't have the game.
it was him.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I jerked off, and I literally was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, and
The
that
blinders came off.
and I
all
called
the
clears.
scales fell from your eyes.
Right.
the clouds part. It's like, oh yeah.
and I-
What is that? That's got to be some dopamine, like, or like
I texted-
rational portion of the brain is just shut the fuck off, and it's like that's the only cure. But too many people are
That's
like,
what makes the world go round.
no, I'm gonna walk 350 miles and crush that thing, and it's like, dude, just jerk off, you'll be fine.
I texted my
You
buddy
will.
Matt, honestly, probably a minute or 2 minutes at the most after I was done, quote
Yeah.
unquote.
Like,
it's like,
checking out.
Yeah, what the fuck
Checking
am I
on the
doing?
road.
I'll see you guys in Grand Rapids.
I wonder if they knew right then. Oh, I guess you jacked off really quickly.
I mean,
All right, cool.
right,
See you
right.
at the bar, pal.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. I hope I never have to try to understand it personally. You know, like, no, I get it, dude. You don't understand.
Yeah.
The pull of a 10-year-old vagine is unbelievable. Like, I hope that's never,
Well, any
ever
vagine,
a
really,
thing.
in reality. I mean, pedophilia or not.
I know,
it's
but
like-
why that? What? How old did they say the girl was? 14.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a sheriff's deputy, but he thought it was a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like, what is is that just a power thing? Like, you're so uncomfortable around women, like your own age, or having conversation, that it's just easier to be with someone that you should be babysitting.
You're asking me to crawl inside the mind of a pedophile?
Well, I'm just
Listen
trying
to
to
this,
like
what he
it's
said.
probably different things for different people, but 32-year-old, he wanted to have 500 children with her in 1 year.
Okay. This guy's nutty.
That seems a little unrealistic.
Hold on, go back up. There's more there. When he was rejected from Kylie, he was rejected from a fucking cop pretending to be a 14-year-old.
Or was it like a real
Can you go back
one?
up, East, so we can see is there more to that story? Jenkins allegedly began demanding sexually explicit photos from Kylie and making plans to engage in sex activity. It's down. When he was rejected, they claimed Jenkins decided to walk to her 351 miles away. While he walked, he continued to engage her in sexually explicit conversations and
they
updated
took-
her to his
Can
current
you
location.
imagine the deputy sitting there going, holy shit, this guy's walking, dude.
He's walking, and he's got his fucking location services on. We're literally watching a map of this asshole.
200 miles in.
Where is
you
he?
think-
He's just south of Oshkosh, sir. He should be here by tomorrow.
Wow.
Do you
Oh
think
my
it was
God.
a real girl at first? And then
No, it was a 14-year-old.
I don't know, but I was just
Yeah,
saying though,
there's
maybe there was like a
experts who
real
do
girl,
this.
and then she like. Well, it just seems odd that the expert would even reject him though. Why would he?
Maybe that's part of the expertise, you know?
That's part of the lore. You keep him on the string.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was probably, like we were talking about yesterday, in one of these dark web areas. People got a tip. This guy's a problem. They went in there with this dangling bait of Kylie, the 14-year-old, and then they just drug him along. But Kylie was not 14. She's part of the sheriff's deputy working with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Oh, and then he was arrested when he got there.
Wow,
I
man.
wonder what he said.
They're walking 358 miles amongst us.
Yeah. Dude. It's just crazy.
scary.
It's just scary.
Hey, how much money will you need in retirement? Are you sure you won't outlive your money? Having a plan means that you can adjust as your life changes. Retirement doesn't have to be a mystery. Contact our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial today to learn the answer to one of the most important questions for your retirement. Call today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
See, Hunter Biden broke his silence.
Does this guy sound like a total douchebag? You hear his voice?
You know, I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch Good Morning America. I read, all the
Yeah.
pertinent parts, so I didn't hear him. Does he sound like a douche?
Yeah.
Do you have a little clip of it? Maybe you can find just Hunter Biden on GMA today. Should be
Sounds
everywhere.
dumb to me.
Really?
Yeah.
As bad as the last time you pointed that out, and I hadn't heard it yet, was Christine Blasey for. It was like, oh my god, dude. I think
So I don't know.
no, like
I'm just not sure.
You're like, she's a doctor. It's like, if you would have said high school cheerleader, I'd be like, sure, but
High school
doctor?
mean girl.
So yeah, He's claiming, Hunter Biden is claiming he exercised poor judgment in the business deals with Ukraine and China, but he did nothing wrong.
Politically
settles
bad
that.
judgment, maybe, but
Yeah. In retrospect, look, listen, I think it was poor judgment on my part. He told ABC News. That was not lost on us that he was doing an interview with Amy Robach on Good Morning America. Not 60 Minutes, not Dateline.
not Fox News.
Right. Even one of those, like,
I hope she asked him, like, how are you qualified for these positions?
Yeah.
You know, like, what did you bring to the company in terms of value, personal value,
Yeah.
that you brought to these boards? What did you do for them?
Did he go, like, can I ask you, how are you qualified to be married to the guy from Melrose Place?
Who's
Andrew
that?
Shue or whatever?
Oh, that's what this lady is?
Yeah, Andrew Robach. Yeah, that's her husband.
Oh, wow.
What was his name? Fuck.
I have no idea. But that's
Was the
Elizabeth,
soccer player
That's
what-
Elizabeth Shue's
I believe
brother.
so.
Wow.
I believe so. Andrew Shue, right? What was the fucking name? You watched Melrose?
Oh, man. I
He
can
was,
picture him.
You can, right? I think he was a soccer player or something. Yeah. That's who Amy Robach's married to.
Good for her.
I know,
Way to
right?
go,
She pulled
Amy.
someone from Melrose. I wonder if they still live there. Because I love that, like, in the round that pool
Yeah, with
was.
the pool.
Ah, God,
At night, it
cool.
really looked cool.
Although she's in New York, that's in L.A. in Melrose, so I doubt it. But maybe he hung on to it. In retrospect, look, I think it was poor judgment on my part. So was it poor judgment to be in the middle of something that is swamp in many ways? Yeah, I gave a hook to some very unethical people to act in illegal ways to try to do some harm to my father. That's where I made the mistake. So at first I didn't know what he was saying there. I was like, wait, are you talking about very unethical people that you were working with in Ukraine? But no, he's talking about unethical people in President Trump.
Yeah, who are
who's
now
gonna-
criticizing his lack of ethics.
These people called me out and they're trying to hurt my dad now.
Yeah.
That's the mistake I made. So I take full responsibility for that. Did I do anything improper? No, not in
No.
any way. No, nothing to see here. Did I make a mistake? Well, maybe in the grand scheme of things, yeah. But did I make a mistake based on some ethical lapse? Absolutely not.
Yes. Now listen to this guy and tell me you think he sounds like a super smart dude.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being overly critical.
Ire is a feather in my cap. It's not something that I go to bed nervous about at night at all. The reason I'm able to do that is because
Sort of sounds like a Biden.
I am absolutely enveloped in love of my family. I certainly hope that there is no negative political ramifications of this. I think that the truth always wins.
Do you think you're a distraction right now to your father's campaign?
No, personally, myself, I'm not necessarily a distraction to his campaign.
Hunter.
I'm never a distraction to my dad. But as it relates to
Busted for coke. I'm kicked
actually
out of the Navy.
going and being on stage with him, this is not a family business.
It's probably
Everybody
a distraction
kinda
when he started
thinks
banging his dead brother's wife, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a sort of a distraction,
We're like the Kennedys,
especially when his dad
whether
found out
it's
on the
a,
news.
Backhanded compliment like you're the Trumps. My dad has a job. but
Maybe
that
I was
does
being
not
overly
mean-
critical about his voice.
No, I don't know that you are.
I don't know.
I
It
don't
was
hear
just,
anything in
no,
it, frankly.
it's
But
just different than what I thought it would be, I guess, when I first listened.
When I read the quotes, I was like, okay, maybe this guy's smart. What is he? He's a lawyer or something, right?
Sure,
I
maybe.
thought. I mean, and it was like, okay, maybe he's not a total dolt, but there, he doesn't sound like.
I just want to know what value he brought to these boards.
What did he say? Did you said
I don't
Amy
know.
Robach asked him
No,
that?
I hope she did.
Yeah.
I have no idea what she asked him.
So,
Because they haven't shown the full interview, right?
yeah. Oh, are they doing a two-parter thing? I'll TiVo it for this morning, for tomorrow morning. Hunter said he never spoke with his father about his business dealings with Burisma. That's just a fucking lie. I'm sorry, you're on the golf course. Like, how do you explain?
Who's that guy?
Yeah, like,
Who's the guy in our foursome?
yeah, I don't know.
This
him.
is Igor.
Shh.
Igor.
You don't, Dad? No, we don't discuss anything, right?
Just hit the ball. Dad, hit the ball.
Hit the ball, Dad. You don't need to know anything. You had two board members for Burisma and Joe Biden, the vice president. Like,
So,
never
Hunter, who
said
are
a
these
word.
fellas with us here?
Some frat guys I went to college with or something.
Okay.
Yes, we went to college together. Great guy,
Okay,
Hunter
great.
Biden.
Great.
Great.
Yeah, have a great game then.
What did you guys study? Basically, gas and energy of Ukraine. But,
Okay, great.
This was at Yale, Harvard, with the boy. Yes, he was studying. What do you study at Harvard? Law? Were you doing law? We were studying engineering, gasoline, and energy in the Ukrainian country in Russia. Basically, that was my master thesis.
Good to hear, guys.
Great,
Enjoy
guys.
the links.
What is that? Big Bertha Club you got there? You go with a Big Bertha for this drive?
It's a lie, Mike.
It's a lie. I never, and I mean never spoke with my dad about business dealings in the Ukraine. There is no but to this. No, we never did. Asked why? Because my dad was the vice president of the United States.
Your dad didn't ask where that multi-million-dollar check you were writing over to him came from?
Yeah, no. There's nothing as a young man or full-grown adult that my father in some way hasn't had influence over, as it does not serve either one of us. What? What?
Huh?
There's no, yeah. Because my dad was VP of the United States. Yeah, which is exactly why you would discuss this thing. So he could hook his son up. You know, that seems pretty straightforward. There's nothing as a young man or full-grown adult that my father in some way hasn't had influence over, as it does not serve either one of us. There's no commas in there.
Yeah, it's tough.
Makes it so that.
If I were Bobby from Last Chance U, I'd have thrown at least one period in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just right there. Boom, right there.
Anywhere. I would, and if he started to put it over here, I'd be like, little to the
to
right,
the right.
down, down, little to the right. So pick a word. That one or that one. Comma, period. Your call. So, man,
What about that period with the wing on it? Yeah, put one of those in.
What about the sky comma? Where does that one go? Let's not worry about sky commas. That's for the reader to get. He'll figure it out. Did I do anything improper? No, not in any way. I joined a board. I served honorably. I focused on corporate governance. I didn't have any discussions with my father before or after I joined the board as it related to it, other than that brief exchange we had. Wait,
what?
Wait,
Well, that's the one.
wait,
That's
yeah.
the one we want to hear about. Go
Hold
back to
on.
that.
No, I didn't have any discussions with my father before or after I joined the board as it related to it, other than that brief exchange that we had, he said.
So if you're Hunter
That's
Smith,
that's genius. If he pulls off that statement, well, I told you about the one we had.
yeah. If you're Hunter Smith, you end up on those boards. Come on, who we kidding?
No, Hunter Smith doesn't. Maybe Hunter Kennedy does.
Yeah.
Hunter Hines might.
Hunter Bush.
Hunter Bush could get in there. Yes. The Hunter Rockefeller family. Hunter Rockefeller, great grandson of. He could probably make his way on there.
That's how those things happen.
Why did you leave the board? Well, because I think this is what becomes a distraction, because I have to sit here and answer these questions. There's been a lot of misinformation about me, he said, about his work in the Ukraine. What I regret is not taking into account that there would be a Rudy Giuliani and a president that would be listening to these ridiculous conspiracy ideas, which has, again, been completely debunked by everyone. Oh, Hunter. I mean, honestly, you're going to look into the cameras and go, look, these age-old conspiracy theories about my time on this foreign board that I have no fucking background in just because my dad's VP. I mean, these are so long debunked by everyone. Do we count as anyone? Are we part of everyone? Because I haven't debunked anything. In fact, I've only read things that say this needs to be looked at further. They feel like they have the license to go out and say whatever they want. It's insane. It feels like me like living in some kind of, Alice in Wonderland, where you're up on the real world and then you fall down into a rabbit hole and the president's the Cheshire Cat asking you questions about crazy things that don't bear any resemblance to the reality of anything that is me. I'm a human. You know what? Did I make a mistake? Well, maybe in the grand scheme, but did I make a mistake based on unethical lapse? Absolutely not. He was shocked, and this is where it's funny too. He was shocked when he read the transcript of the president's phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky. I mean, shocked beyond belief. He and his father talked about that transcript when it came out, but he told the ABC he has no interest in being a political football for either party. It's a good move. Shut your fucking mouth on this one, Hunter. I'll let Congress handle that. Let you guys in the media handle that. But, oh, by the way, I never once spoke to my dad about anything I did in China either. Never. No. Sounds like a horrible fucking family dynamic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever mentioned to your dad ever what you do for work, Jake?
Right,
Has it ever? Now, I know you let Paul hang there for a little while when you.
We did a little
But-
bit.
but-
didn't we? Yeah.
I bet your dad.
We got around to it, though.
You did.
Where do you broadcast from?
My basement.
Well, I don't know. You left your job? You're kidding.
But you could tell that guy, like, dude, I've never talked to my family about the podcast. You could honestly say that. There's
Yeah.
absolute evidence. This man is shocked. Paul is learning this for the first time. So the Chinese equity firm, he said he didn't make any money from that work. They put $1.5 billion into that firm. And he was handling him and Heinz Carey or whatever.
Made no money from it.
No, they were trying to raise $1.5 billion financial stake. Hunter said he didn't make any money from that work. No, definitely not $1.5 billion.
Community service.
Again, Hunter, you either didn't make any money from that work, or no, definitely not $1.5 billion. But he would not say how much money he has made. Yeah, but he just did. He said he's made no money from that gig. Look, I'm a private citizen, so it doesn't matter. One thing that I don't have to do is sit here and open my kimono as it relates to how much money I make or did or didn't. But it's all been reported. He's all over the place, man.
Wonder how much he made even just stepping down from the board that he just, advertised as having done. Because he's cashing your chips. And
I believe his chips were at least 10% of Burisma at one point. Which, what's 10% of a few billion? What is 10%?
a lot of millions.
It is. Like a lot of, like 100. I don't know. If we had any sort of math skills in this room, we could probably figure out what his Burisma holdings were worth when he bailed it, took his 10%, ran. So, yeah, he called Trump family unethical in their business dealings. I have to then answer questions and accusations made by probably the most unethical group of people that we've ever seen in this republic. Trump weighed in, suggesting his son, former VP's son, would get an easy interview, watch the fake news, wrap their greasy, very protective arms around him. Only softball questions of him, please. So, yeah, I hope that's true, that there's a part 2 tomorrow. That wouldn't surprise me. They drag it on all week. But don't think for a second that that's not hand-picked to do that interview with Amy Robach at Good Morning America. You know what I mean? Why not George even?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna. What you're not gonna get is total softballs at 60 Minutes, Dateline. They're gonna go easy, but they're not gonna go as easy. I'm surprised they didn't do a cooking segment with him from his home with Amy Robach. If you could be a tree, what kind of tree would you be? I wouldn't be a tree. I'd be a bush. Boy, oh boy. Do you think this? Did you see this? Whistleblower, not the one about impeachment shit, but the CNN whistleblower, Project Veritas.
Yeah.
Are they the ones that did the
Done a lot of
baby body
abortion stuff,
parts?
yeah.
Yeah. And that got blocked, right, by a judge, didn't it? That just went away.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Dude, they were like, they had video of like, yeah, you want to buy an arm and a finger, you want some tissues and stuff. And they were just like selling body parts out the back door, which, some people were bothered by that.
Troubling.
Yeah, a little bit. And then it was just like, no, close those videos. They shut that shit down. And we haven't seen those anywhere. Scrubbed. Anyway, I shouldn't say they're scrubbed, but that story certainly went away. Now Project Veritas is, they had someone, a CNN employee, guy named Kerry Porch, works at CNN's Washington, D.C. Bureau, tells Project Veritas, I decided to wear a hidden camera to expose the bias running rampant. Now, this won't surprise anyone that listens to this show about, rampant, but it's not very often you get quotes and video of, like, top executives at CNN going, holy shit, like really shitting on their network. And I'm just wondering there's not like CNN's doing well, but like people that are just deep diving and buying all this horse shit, MSNBC, CNN, like the nightly stuff, like what they're going to look into this. You know what I mean? Like if this is damaging in any way, if people just don't give a shit. He documented CNN's bias for months, recording undercover footage of numerous long-term employees. The employees' positions range from media coordinator to high-ranking execs. I decided to secretly record the 9 a.m. rundown call meetings with senior management and execs. And so this is where Jeff Zucker would call in. You'd have a table like this, and everyone's on it like, oh, here's what we're going to do today. And so he was just like, I want to say this, our top, our own reporters, our own political analysts, the top thing we have, okay? So make sure we're doing that. All these moves are moves towards impeachment, so don't lose sight of what the biggest story is. Dad, you could probably look into that more than just one way. You know what I mean? If it's like, hey, man, when this is in the storm that's going on right now with the impeachment stuff heating up, I don't give a shit about the fucking kid that got hit by a car in South Carolina. Like, let's keep on on point. So I don't necessarily act like, oh, that's a smoking gun. Attack on Fox News. I don't really have a problem with this either. I imagine both sides would say this. Fox would say this about CNN, CNN about Fox. I think what's going on in America now is really fundamentally a result of years of fake news, conspiracy nonsense from Fox News that has taken root in this country. If Tucker Carlson said that and you substituted CNN, you'd be like, yeah, okay, sure, sure. The fake conspiracy nonsense that Fox has spread for years now is deeply embedded in the American society at the highest levels of the Republican elected officials, as we've seen. And frankly, that is beyond destructive for America. Keep in mind, this is the guy running the most trusted name in news. That's his job, is to run, quote unquote, the most trusted name in news. And this is the stuff he's saying. He's taken half the fucking country and written them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a TV show. They need ratings, so they're trying to figure out how to best get ratings.
No.
New York Times got
No,
caught
but
doing this.
most trusted name in news.
New York Times got caught doing this a couple months ago, right? Where they had somebody expose a meeting wherein they were like, "All right, time to shift gears from this. Time to shift gears from this. We're gonna hire more journalists, quote unquote, to report on these things."
Yeah.
And you could see, like, you know, just a diagram of where they're going against Trump next, sort of thing.
Oh my God. He
But
wants.
you know, it's selling newspapers.
Yeah, but again, if you're selling the opinion page, that's different. I get it. I think most people are starting to get aware, or mostly aware of what's going on.
Aren't we all? Come on.
I hope-
Who out there doesn't know?
I think you'd be shocked, dude.
That dude.
There's lots.
That dude I talked to on the boat when he said, well, 3 networks against 1, so it's numbers are the numbers, Jay.
Yeah, true. MSNBC, CNN, and somebody else
Right,
against
it's like-
Fox. Therefore,
Therefore, the number. I mean, 3-1. I can't argue that, Jay.
it's true.
Yeah, you'd be shocked at how many really not paying attention people there are, or dumb people, or people who hop into a box and just refuse to get out of it.
Yeah, but are
and
these
don't
people who are
vote?
these people?
Yeah.
Well, no, that, and then are they people who fucking care? You know what I mean? Like, are there really people? You can't answer this, I know.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if there are really
No, I don't
people
think
out
so.
there with like,
They're not.
gee, I don't know what the truth is. Let me jump onto CNN and I'm going to take that hook, line, and sinker. That's the truth of that issue, and I'm going to run with that. Like, if you want the news, you know what CNN is, you know what Fox
Yeah.
is, you know you got to go somewhere in between, you know you got to do some investigation on
There
your
wa-
own. And then there's a whole bunch of people who don't fucking care about the news.
Yeah, sure.
All day long, it doesn't matter. They're just going about their day.
Yeah. I think I was shocked at how many people, because there was a lot of people leading, because we would do stories on politics and whatnot, especially as the election. It was like just the only thing in the country. And I had a lot of people tell me, Mike, just give it a chance. Just watch Rachel Maddow. It's going to change your life. Like, you will finally get, like, there were people that absolutely 100% believed everything Rachel Maddow said, and the storm that was coming for Donald Trump was unavoidable. And if you didn't see it, you were blind to the facts. And I would go, it's not going to happen, dude. That Russia's story's not real. That's not going to happen. Oh, stay in the weeds, man. I go, okay, you do that with Rachel Maddow. Just do me this favor. When Russia blows up in your fucking face and they don't talk about it anymore, remember Rachel Maddow, will you? And I know a lot of people that bailed on
You're
Rachel
describing
Maddow, but I'm
people who are
talking
on that
about
side,
no, I'm
right?
talking
And
about
who-
people that believe that was real.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I get what Sean Hannity is and what Laura Ingraham is and Tucker Carlson. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But there were a tremendous amount of people who just focused on that and believed that. It was like, oh boy, okay. So, I don't know. People, maybe that's just what they wanted to see, believe, I guess, but whatever. Just pissing more people off. But yeah, he doesn't like Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham's on Fox News all the time. We need to shut him down and fucking not have him on. Okay, nice, having a sitting senator. You don't want him on your news network anymore. Nick Neville, CNN media coordinator, also opened up to our insider. Neville tells our insider, who really controls CNN's programming, there are a lot of people who are out here, and this is the troubling part, and I don't doubt this. There are a lot of people out here trying to play, just do what they think is best journalistic integrity. Then you get on the 9 a.m. call with the big boss, Jeff Zucker, fucking tells you what to do. He's the president of CNN. He's got a personal vendetta against Trump. Your own biases are going to be there. They're going to seep into what you think. They're going to seep into what you say. So if Jeff Zucker like blatantly hates Trump and he runs CNN, which he does, it's not going to be positive for Trump. He hates him. It's going to be negative. I mean, dude, that's a CNN media coordinator saying that on camera. floor director at CNN. Between you and I, we created this monster. I think we can all agree. We've known that forever. CNN media coordinator confesses to network bias. Describes a mood inside CNN. People sobbing after he won, which would have been hilarious. That whole day,
I do wish I could have seen that.
Yeah, I know.
But not even because of like a right, not even because of like someone that I voted for Trump, and I'd just be like, oh, look at them. I would just like to see it in the sense of like, dude, get a life, people. Holy fuck.
It's like I just imagine it was like Euphoria at Fox, but over here it was just like people I'm like, what is that sound around the corner? And it's just a
Weeping.
sobbing, grown adult media member. International media member sobbing.
Now, I mean,
when questioned about how the CNN anchors feel about Trump, Sierra unloads. Cooper hates him. Don Lemon hates him. Cuomo doesn't like him. Tapper doesn't like him either. MSNBC is tougher on Republicans. We're tough on Republicans too, more so than the Democrats. Our Democratic interviews are like softballs compared to the Republicans. If you notice, like every time we ask questions to Republicans, like it's always tougher than what we do to the Democrats. Yeah, I know. I've noticed.
I would say I haven't.
And that's just the beginning. They're talking about racial biases and all kinds of shit. There's like multiple parts. I didn't want to bore you guys with all of it. Go ahead, E.
This is nothing technically to that, but I would say like when I admitted like it'd be funny to watch these people crying. I have admittedly, it's been since 2005, I think, but I have cried several times in my life over sports. And so I don't know if someone would hear that and think the same thing. My defense would be like, I think that it's not, dude, this is
Sports matter.
It's not a sports
Country
matter,
doesn't.
but it's like an emotional thing that it wasn't like this notion of being at CNN, it's your job. It wasn't my job. I was just a fan of a thing.
Yeah.
You being at your news job and crying over the presidential results
I know.
are so absurd and obnoxious. I would have loved to have seen that video.
You got to admit, E, it was a little scary when it was like, he fucking won. You know what I mean?
I do remember that
There's
night
definitely
happening.
in that moment of the roller coaster, and then it gets to the top, and it's like, well, here we go.
Yeah.
Ain't no brakes on this thing now.
That is something that I wonder
And if
I'll
people
ever
were-
experience again. I mean,
No,
the,
you won't.
The pure shock of that as it really
Oh, if he
started
wins
to happen.
2020, you will. 2020 will be another blow up
Yeah.
if you were to win, right? Don't you think, Jay? Or would that?
It's not happening.
I don't have the same
telling
feeling.
yourself that.
Complete speculation and conjecture.
I know. On my end too. Keep telling yourself that. We'll see. Would you like to wager on it, Mortimer? Our usual $1.
That was an interesting night. I think the thing about that too that I do remember the most, honestly, was like really realizing it happened, and then them showing like Hillary's like where she was where most candidates at that point would
the
walk
hotel.
out and say something, but just seeing the people in that building and it's just like starting to get empty and empty when they hadn't officially said anything yet. I'm like, oh
Jay, we
shit,
should-
they know. They fucking have accepted this. Like they're at
Podesta came out with that crazy red.
Oh
ring.
yeah, there's fucking his alien ring because he knew at that point he was not going to learn the absolute truth about what's
He
going
and
on.
Tom DeLonge were so pissed.
Oh, they were sitting in that room just fucking half in the bag. Just couldn't wait. Once it's announced, dude, we are fucking hightailing it over the White House right now.
Gonna open that alien file.
They're going to go, Mr. Podesta, your ring. Welcome, sir. We've been waiting for you. Sure, Tom can come in. He's one of us, too. And he's just fucked.
Plus, how bad would you want to see though? Honestly, like how bad would you want to see that room that Hillary was in?
Oh, dude, I heard
Before-
she was chucking shit around the room. Like lamps went flying.
Right.
Not the first time. She's pretty good at that. Got a great arm.
So much, honestly.
She wouldn't come out and thank her fucking guests for the party, dude.
Right.
That's how immature and a baby she was.
Remember, it was the next day.
I
It was
don't-
the next
we-
day at like 2 or something.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was many hours into the next day.
It was pretty damn funny. What I would be interested in, Jay, is like you and I were texting till, I don't know, 3 in the morning from probably 8, 9 o'clock at night when the first state started dropping.
Yeah.
And it was like, what the fuck? Our text started out as, hey, man, did you see that crazy thing that happened in, can you imagine?
Yeah.
And then it was just like,
Oh my God.
holy shit, dude. Holy shit, dude.
This son of a bitch might win this.
And then it became comical. I bet if we went back and looked at just our string from that night, from like 8 o'clock till 1 in the morning, would be hilarious. That motherfucker's gonna take down Wisconsin. What the fuck? No
Wisconsin?
way. He couldn't be Ohio. Oh, it's gonna be Ohio too. Watch. The blue wall's going down, sir. No fucking way. Ohio. Florida, dude. Yeah, it was just.
There'll be a
And it
documentary.
wasn't even cheering for that. It was just like, this
Right.
is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
we were witnessing something that was just so remarkable.
Yeah, it was more the remarkability of it than anything.
There will be a documentary on some point of that night. You know, like a oral
Yeah.
history or
Yeah.
something, and it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Plus, it was exciting to know the gift that we were going to learn more about later because we knew Hillary was not going to gracefully accept this, and so
Even though she said, you know,
it was going to be a lot of shit thrown, a lot of tears, a lot of tantrums.
Yeah, remember she
And it was like,
cautioned about how dangerous that was not to accept the results
Well, it could
from
destroy
the
the
general
Republic.
election. It could.
You know.
And then here we go, 3 years later.
Will Trump swear on a Bible that he will accept the results of a fair and equal election? Otherwise, he might ruin democracy
Right, they were
and the Republic.
they were supposed to sign a pact saying that if they lost, all candidates that were, you know, close would accept the thing and move on. And Trump was the only one that they had a hard time getting to
3
sign.
years later, she's selling 8 tickets on world tours to bitch about the election still. It's fucking funny. Hong Kong. Protesters are not happy over there.
Not with LeBron.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't know how you feel about international politics, Jay, but if we can get LeBron James involved or Dennis Rodman.
Anytime we can get a comment from those two gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Did Rodman went to high school, right? He graduated high school, I think.
He went, I'm sure.
LeBron went to high school. I think he did all right.
I think
Was
he
that Catholic
technically
school?
graduated,
Notre
yeah.
Dame, something? Wasn't it the?
Oh, it was super smart, obviously, to get in there.
No, the high school.
I know. Even there, that was probably a
High school or
prep
something.
school.
Yeah, but he's
St. Vincent, St. Mary.
shit. Didn't they wear like a Notre Dame?
I think you're right. I think it was a green and gold
Yeah.
motif.
So he's facing accusations of hypocrisy, which is just hilarious.
I know.
On both sides, you know, from over in China.
Yeah, they're the
and
Irish,
Hong
Mike.
Kong.
Good memory.
Yeah, okay. And characterizing the Houston Rockets manager Daryl Morey as misinformed. Really, nice job, dude. Tweeting out for tweeting out his support.
Well, kind of. I know you're about to read what he says. He says
Yeah.
he was misinformed. Well, how so? I'm just saying he was misinformed.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get into that at all.
Well.
People are angry. In recent years, he's you know, and this is the problem. This is the hypocrisy. It's like LeBron James has no problem when it really doesn't cost him anything. Like to get involved in social activism and jump on Black Lives Matter's team or I Stand with Colin Kaepernick. It's easy to do. You're oh wow, how woke can he be? Like, oh man, he's really knocking down barriers for people. But there's no capital it costs him. It's just there's no risk to him. And so to be over there and just be like, you know, oh, I just think he's misinformed and blah blah. Like, do you know how many people would call you 100% misinformed and dangerously tweeting out bullshit about Black Lives Matter? LeBron, no offense. But I don't know how educated or informed you are on a lot of things you talk about.
Who
socially.
cares? He was an amazing high school player.
He
I'm
was
watching these highlights. Unbelievable.
He
This
won
guy.
a dunk contest, dude. He did.
He was so good.
Remember when he took his talents to Miami?
I do.
So
Such
yeah,
a beast.
by criticizing Daryl Morey on my LeBron endorsed a world where calling out his own government for wrongdoing is encouraged, but China is above reproach. The USA Today columnist Dan Woken wrote, "It's the most shameful day of his career." He's being slammed for telling reporters he was misinformed and not really educated on the situation. He did not believe there was any consideration on Morey's part for the consequences and ramifications of the tweet. LeBron criticizing Morey for tweeting something and not considering the consequences and then having to tweet to clarify a thing he said without considering the consequences is too rich.
Yes.
Several critics seized on a Showtime documentary series that he produced about athlete activism titled Shut Up and Dribble. That's a Laura Ingraham reference, right? Wasn't that?
I think so, yeah.
Does she have a book titled Shut Up and something?
Maybe. God, he was good. God, he is good. He's best ever.
Maybe. I mean, he's won MVPs and titles. Probably going to go into the Hall, first ballot.
Maybe.
Do you remember when he was
possible.
growing up and he was like 6'10" and everyone else was like 4'2" and white? He just owned them.
He did. I'm
There was
watching him.
very little that people could do against him. He was a full-ass grown, like, legit NBA superstar playing against, like, the whitest of fucking country days in, you know.
I wouldn't say that necessarily, but I will say he wore a tremendously large jersey back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's really wide and bulky, and loose.
Yeah.
Looks weird.
Does he have his tats
Not a
covered?
good look. Not a good look, LeBron.
Are his tattoos covered? His tattoos?
It's too grainy, man.
I think back at that school, like that's when the kids had to all see the white on his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's to cover your tattoos.
Look how big his jersey is, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. He looks mean. Why are you mean mugging?
Number 23 for the Irish.
He's good. So, it's mind-boggling that LeBron would actually tell someone else to shut up and GM. Boston Celtics center Enes Kanter shared his reaction without mentioning James specifically, but referencing his own ordeal as political enemy of Turkish President Erdogan in his native country. Haven't seen or talked to my family in 5 years. Jailed my dad. My siblings don't have jobs. Revoked my passport. International arrest warrant. My family can't leave the country. Death threats every day. Attacked, harassed, tried to kidnap me in Indonesia. Freedom is not free. People were quick to remind followers of a 2018 tweet in which James quoted Dr. Martin Luther King, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere."
Oh, well, wellity.
Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Hashtag thank you MLK 50. He should really look up to Muhammad Ali, shouldn't he?
I agree.
Didn't
are
Ali
great
go
quotes
to
that he
fucking
should-
prison for fucking for fighting up against the war, standing up against the war?
Yeah.
These are great quotes that he should reread.
Yeah. Well, speaking on Monday, James did acknowledge that he's free to say whatever he pleases. Yes, we do have freedom of speech. I love this stupid argument. But at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others. Oh, that's not a good thing to say, LeBron. Not thinking about others, you mean like the fucking thousands and thousands of poor Hong Kongwanese that are in there,
Hong Kong Ganders, Mike.
Hong Kong Ganders that are fighting every day for the most basic of freedoms? Or not them. They're fighting to make sure that they don't get any possibility of being extradited to China where they can face constant, camps and fucking God knows what kind of crooked courts. At times there are ramifications for the negatives that can happen when you're not thinking about others, when you only think about yourself. I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke. So many people that could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually. Physically, a lot of the Hong Kongians or Hong Konganese are
Ganders,
are dealing with that on a daily basis. Thousands of them have actually physically been hurt. I don't know about spiritually or financially, but definitely physically. So just be careful what we tweet and what we say, what we do. Even though, yes, we do have freedom of speech, it can be a lot of negative that comes from that. Wow.
The irony.
Oh my god, my favorite part of that whole thing is just him saying, just hammering home how he will not get into what's informed and how he's informed, but that he is informed. Because he just kind of kept saying, well, that's just my belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, then you can just say whatever the fuck you want.
He said, when I speak about something I am very knowledgeable about, something that hits home for me, something I'm very passionate about. I felt like with this particular situation, it was something that not only was I not informed enough about, I just felt like it was something that not only myself and my teammates or our organization had enough information to even talk about at that point in time. We still feel the same way. And then he says...
then how does he know that he wasn't informed?
He added, yeah, right. I'm not informed, but I don't think Morey is either. Okay, why?
I'm not going to get
Nothing
into
to
that.
say here.
Not going to get into that.
We're here to talk basketball, guys, okay? My team in this league just went through a very difficult week. Someone said, Hong Kong is going through much more than a difficult week, sir.
My team in this league just went through a difficult week.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Several companies and state-run offices severed their ties over this tweet. James has a lifetime endorsement deal worth tens of millions with Nike, and Nike does tremendous amounts of business in China. That's really what's going on.
Does he care? I mean, they're not fucking around because China, they're like there's DJs now, Zed just got completely, dude, he liked a tweet, you don't support, and now they're like, dude,
China
don't come here
canceled
anymore.
him.
And so it's just like, does he not think about, see that stuff at all?
No, he's trying to stay in their good graces.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's very... Okay, I will give LeBron James this. He was bitching in part about the timing of the tweet, not saying he can't say what he wants or whatever, but that as Houston Rockets GM, who's probably, I don't know, one of their biggest stars, if not the biggest ever, is Yao Ming, historically, who's the president of China's basketball team in China, and has a great relationship historically with the Rockets. That's a big, like, one of the most popular teams in China because of Yao Ming is the Houston Rockets. So for that GM to tweet that thing while these 4 teams are in China, not on American soil, in China, potentially put them at risk, put them in a position.
That's true.
And so he's going, dude. But a lot of people are going, hey, you know what, man? Freedom's fucking tough sometimes. And you know what? Maybe that was the best way to get this thing out there. And for you to act like, you know, financially could hurt me a lot, you know? I mean, and you know, what if people threw snow rocks at me and stuff? It's like, yeah, well, don't go to China 10 times a fucking year. The hawk shit for Nike. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I sort of respect the fact that he even said anything, but I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Better
He
off
tried.
not.
He tried. No one else is saying anything. No one
That's
else wants
true.
anything to do with this story.
Hey, Hamlin Pubs, they are inviting you to their 6 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies or out for a meal with the family, it's always a great time at Hamlin Pubs, Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, 2 Shelby Township locations, and, of course, their newest location in Richmond.
Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
What hall of fame?
Rock and Roll.
Oh, all right.
One of our favorite halls, right?
Yeah.
Of all halls?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite hall?
I'd probably go Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I
Really?
don't care about the
okay.
others.
Trying to think. Pro Football Hall of Fame would be up there, but Rock and Roll probably next. Nominations for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now
Who we
this
got?
is not who's going in. They're going to vote on these.
Yeah.
And so we got to get out there too. We can go to Cleveland, or we could go there and they got a ballot box. We could fill it out as fans.
God, I remember filling those.
Did you do that? I thought that was
not
new.
not the rock and roll thing, but like, you know, now obviously everything's online.
You
or
filled out
however.
a lot of those cards, though,
Yeah,
huh?
those, for the like
No
all-star
postage
teams.
Oh no, at
necessary.
the baseball game and
Yeah,
stuff.
for like the all-star teams.
Ah,
Like, oh,
okay.
vote for your time. You had to like
Stuff in the ballot box. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could
literally-
vote as many times as you wanted too.
Right.
Remember they wanted the pushes they would have.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
come on, everybody, Bobby Higginson, let's get him in there.
Right.
Brandon Inge to make the All-Star team this year.
Exactly.
Because what was it? One player at least had to be in their team, and it was like, one of these things is doing his own thing.
Yeah.
One of these things just doesn't belong.
Remember Brandon Inge being in the home run derby, didn't hit a single one.
Yeah, with Barry Bonds, facing Roger Clemens, and there's a little Brandon Inge, whatever. So anyway, yeah, the nominee list for 2020, the Notorious Big.
Oh, the big.
Yes, the Notorious Big.
Okay.
Short-lived career.
Yeah.
Chris Wallace. Was that his name?
I think so,
Whitney Houston, first ballot Hall of Fame, right?
for sure.
Pat Benatar.
Okay. Yeah.
Pat Benatar, I Love Rock and Roll.
No, that's Joan Jett,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's Joan Jett. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Is that Joan Jett? Pat Benatar.
I don't remember, man.
God damn it.
She's got some good ones. Love is a Battlefield,
Oh, I
Mike.
hated that song.
is a battlefield. That was one of those early MTV videos played
Totally.
over and over and over and over.
Did she get too much credit for being hot?
We belong.
We Belong's good.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker.
Dreammaker. Heartbreaker. Yeah, that's a good one.
Sex is a Weapon. I kind of remember that video.
Invincible, I think, was big.
Yep.
I can't think of the tune.
I
but
hated Love is a Battlefield so much.
Love is a battlefield. That's probably your biggest one, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That and We Belong.
Yep. And then Hit Me With Your Best Shot and Heartbreaker.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All four. How would you rank those four? Those are all really
They
solid.
look like they've almost ranked them in order of their most popular.
I don't care. I don't
They-
care.
They got it right.
You think they did?
Yeah. Love is a Battlefield, We Belong, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Heartbreaker. Boy. What else would you put in there?
No, I just don't believe
Shadows
in
of
that
the
order.
Night.
I don't believe. Yeah, Shadows of the Night was
That was
huge.
big.
I don't believe in that order.
Really? What
I
do
think
you think?
Heartbreaker might be number one, man.
No.
Hit Me With Your Best Shot. That's number one. Right? If you go nationally, everybody knows that song.
Yeah, probably.
Who doesn't know Love is a Battlefield?
I don't
though?
actually know that I do know it.
You- I
Maybe
bet
if
you
you
would.
played it, I would, but I know the other two.
Okay.
God, these years
All
were
right.
kind to her, huh? She looks pretty good.
What is it? That was
What?
bathed in sarcasm. I mean, bathed in sarcasm.
Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit.
It's not, but okay. Dave
yes,
Matthews
it
Band.
is.
No, it's not.
Dave Matthews Band.
Sarcasm, by the way, sir, they say, is a
The
great
lowest
sign of
form of
intelligence. Great sign of intelligence.
Come on.
I definitely
God.
disagree with Jay on that one.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
should, because he's wrong.
I know,
But he's not.
I think it's yeah.
It's just funny because he's sarcastic as shit.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Not
To
to
the-
do
to
it
the
right,
geniuses
though.
it is.
I mean,
You're right, guys. Sarcasm isn't easy.
I think there's a lot of people that do it really bad, really bad.
Right, Eve. Some people do sarcasm really bad.
Oh my God, I feel like he's being sarcastic.
I think-
Not.
Not helped ruin sarcasm. You
That is
must
funny.
admit.
It did,
She is
sarcasm
hot.
took a hit.
Not.
It took a hit from not for sure.
What was went down a peg?
It was like a fucking like a strike, baseball
yeah,
strike.
you
or
go
something.
girl and not really.
We're just talk to the hand fit.
No, like what rock or boulder dropped faster than not versus was it?
Yeah,
What's up
wow.
lasted pretty long. I think it was up because it
I
was
think,
Budweiser.
dude, not
You
lasted.
still hear not to this day.
Yeah, there are people that have not gotten the not memo.
Yeah.
that it's over.
Yeah.
They have
You go girl too. You see every now and then. You're just like,
Dude,
oh my
I
God.
saw
You
on
the bomb.
Twitter the other day. Someone was like, "Yeah, man, big fan of this fucking Lions team." ... Not. And I was like, "Oh no!"
It's probably
Someone
funny.
on Twitter dropped a not joke.
See, the thing is, though, it could kind of be funny now in a way.
Yeah, ironically.
No, but I don't think it was ironic, dude. I think he was absolutely like, "Dude, I'm gonna bring this back."
Expressing his feelings on Twitter.
Or it's highly possible he never stopped using it.
Yeah.
That's true too.
So,
So Pat Benatar, yes. Dave Matthews, yes.
you guys, big Dave Matthews.
I'm not huge.
Not
but, I
me
mean,
either.
come on. He's solid.
Brother, you could say that about like these are all
I know, they're
international
all really
people.
good,
Like,
yeah.
like.
Well,
So
I would hope the nominee list would be such.
yeah, I know, but Depeche Mode, not
Yeah.
really a fan, but
Yeah, I have to say yes.
really, fuck, I was hoping you would go.
Your
no.
own personal Jesus.
Boom, 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 boom. The Doobie Brothers.
Yep.
Next goes right. Here's where you get interesting. Judas Priest.
I say no.
I'm your turbo lover.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I don't know.
Dude,
I'm just not.
metal. Rob Halford has an amazing voice. You can admit that. KK Dowding or whatever, amazing. Gay was wearing all the fucking leather and whips and straps, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Fuck yeah, fuck homos and faggots," and it was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm one of them," and it was like, "No."
But we love your
Holy
music. What do we
shit.
do?
It makes so much sense now. Oh my God, Turbo Lover, yes.
Now we have to hate you.
And they're huge still. They can still play the world. And great. I mean, Judas Priest is great. I get it. A lot of people aren't going to be metal fans. Kraftwerk. Not a fan of that industrial, but
Oh, have you checked them out?
sure, yeah, Kraftwerk is fuck yeah.
I
Yeah,
actually
I'm not
did see them
familiar
live
enough.
at Movement one year.
Did you?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I mean, they're super. They're like MC5, who's also on the list again this year. Super influential. Kraftwerk. A lot of people will point to Kraftwerk and Devo, MC5, Motorhead.
MC5's body isn't big enough to get in there, are they? You said they're nominated again for the second time in a row?
Like fourth time, I think. I think you can go 5 times before they. Then you'd have to get in with like the alumni group or whatever years
I
later.
know a lot of people point back to them, and they do have some great tunes, but
Yeah.
they were they're not very deep.
No. MC5, that's their cling right there. Is like there are so many people that will say
Yeah.
T-Rex was my inspiration, Bowie, MC5, Kraftwerk, and it's like if everybody that's anybody in like that you look up to now all points back to MC5, it's like
Yeah.
you know that's an influence there. But obviously they haven't been voted in 4 tries or whatever. It's the 5th try for them. Rufus featuring Shaka Khan,
Shaka Khan.
9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails would be on the edge to me.
Yeah,
or something
9
like
Inch
that.
Nails was not being there at me, but I'm just not a 9 Inch Nails fan, and I know people are going blasphemy. Trent Reznor's a dick, and
He's really talented, though.
Very talented. Wouldn't pay anybody. So like, there's been so many revolving members in 9 Inch Nails that they just went. If 9 Inch Nails gets in, we just give it to Trent Reznor, and
Yeah.
like nobody else gets in from the band because there's no one's there long enough. Because you wouldn't pay him shit. And he's like, yeah, tough. You don't like it? Go fucking work somewhere else and make your own money. Yeah, that kind of dude. Thin Lizzy, Todd Rundgren,
Admittedly, I don't know enough about.
T-Rex, big influence on Bowie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Soundgarden, heard of a little outfit called Soundgarden? Jay?
I have. I love Cornell. I don't love Soundgarden.
Right?
Yeah.
Listen, I can't believe you said that.
What?
Wow, it's freeing because I felt the same way forever, and I love Cornell.
Yeah,
It
that
just
whole
was
scene,
not
Soundgarden was always like,
the last one.
yes, back burner to me.
That's so weird because they're all so good, players wise, and his voice is undeniable. I just couldn't. I had the albums. I've listened to them. I'm familiar with the song Spoon Man. I could shoot myself if I ever hear Spoon Man again. But yeah, just not. I don't know. So fans will have a chance, but they'll get in, right? Soundgarden has to. Cornell dies. And,
Yes, I think that happens.
So let's see. Judas Priest. They name who's in it. Soundgarden's final lineup of Matt Cameron, Chris Cornell, Ben Shepherd, and Kim Thale is on the ballot, along with Hiro Yamamoto or whatever the original bassist. Pat Benatar is listed with her longtime husband and collaborator, Neil Giraldo.
Oh.
He's a guitarist. And anytime Pat would come to town and the billboard would be there by the Palace, it was split screen with Neil Giraldo.
Is that right?
Yeah. Like Neil had to be in there rocking out on the guitar. I was like, Neil.
I didn't even know he existed.
I know. You should have paid more attention to those billboards. I would have seen it. So I don't know. I guess the vote
It's
is
a pretty good lineup, I'd say.
not terrible.
We've seen worse.
Yeah. The top vote.
Don't you think, E?
I literally don't
we've
like
seen-
anybody in this lineup.
Oh, really?
That's no,
Really?
but you guys like this kind of stuff, dude. That's the thing. This just falls under this time where
The Notorious Big?
I don't know. I've
Whitney?
never listened.
The Big?
Come on, man.
I literally, I'm saying, and I mean literally in the literal sense, don't give a fuck about anybody on this list.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know shit about music.
I would disagree with that. I like different music than you like.
I
I'm
like
a
a lot of the
very-
music you like. I don't think you know influences of like the people you like and what influence them and who these guys are.
I mean, I guess, but
Well, you're being very disrespectful to
Who
a
do
lot
you
of
like
names on
who
here.
he likes?
Blink. I love Blink. All the
Small things.
I like a lot of pop punk too.
yeah, I know. I'm
In
just
concert on stage, I think the act of being all fucking super immature, farting, and like, yeah, fucking pull my balls, like all that shit is stupid as
you know
shit.
what it is. I don't like.
But I love that kind of hard, you
Yeah.
know, quick song, poppy. I do.
I think what it falls under is like I don't like metal, and alternative rock I kind of like, but I have a very like.
Have you ever listened to any of it though? In fairness,
I mean, I've seen some dude. I guess not. I mean, you're right. Like,
No, I'm just curious,
Not
like-
really.
you might actually like them, but you know, there's certain like it's criminal. Motley Crue will never be on here. They should be in the Hall of Fame for one album, 1981.
Right.
They shout at the devil. You could do it. You could say in '83, but 1981, Too Fast for Love was game changing.
Yeah.
And it launched a whole genre. I get it, dude. There's a lot of cheeseball shit and things not to like about them, but 81, dude,
Yeah.
listen to it. It's fucking amazing.
I don't
punk
How did we
pop
get onto
album.
Crew just now? How did we
But
just go
like
from
those things, those albums like T-Rex, like you know, Bowie sings about T-Rex.
E?
And so it's like
you like electronic stuff, obviously.
Now
like,
I do, yeah.
Go back to stuff like Depeche Mode, and you'll
Right.
hear some of that.
oh, I know
you
how we got there because he said I don't like metal, and I said
Oh.
okay, but if you listen to like you can say that, but you've never listened to Too Fast for Love, which is way more of like a pop punk album that you might actually have a lot of respect
That's
for.
true. I
Than it
mean-
is what you'd think of a traditional metal album.
You are right. I have not given it much of a chance, I suppose. But I do have. Look, I am able to change mind on music. Having said that, I listen to a lot of variety of music, and I'm just saying when I look at these names, I kind of have an idea of what Judas Priest sounds like. I don't like them. Motorhead,
Yeah.
Soundgarden,
I get it.
guess,
I'm not the Judas Priest. Yeah, they're good. I see the talent. I see this world stadium tours they do in front of
Because, I
100
mean-
million people. But I'm not going to be jumping into a show.
I mean, I can
anytime
listen.
soon.
I've listened to stuff from almost any genre, and I like.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the
God,
way.
here we go.
Go get the Bodyguard soundtrack, right, Jay? Get the Bodyguard soundtrack. Whitney Houston.
She's good, man. She's good.
Fucking amazing.
But I should say-
Whitney's amazing.
It's no disrespect to literally anyone on this list. I'm not even saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying I look at these, and we've done this now. We usually talk about it every year, and usually there's bands in there where I'm like, fuck yeah, I like that.
It's kind of weird. So your album had to come out in '94. '94 is one of the greatest years in the history of music for albums dropped. Like the amount of album, like that's when Rotting Pinata came out from Sponge, and there was a list like what 1994 was like for music, and it went like this day, and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like the most like Nirvana and then Soundgarden.
There probably
and
was a
Pearl Jam,
really
like-
good mix in the timing of, I guess, life, as it were. There's probably a good time there, right before like the music industry was still making money or something. So they could it was making money, and I'm just thinking that there probably is a timing there that like it was past the time where like
No,
some
it
stuff
was
was
just a
cheaper. There was digital,
Transitioning out of full
Yes.
grunge mode.
right? You could do
and
digital
it was just a
stuff
special.
more.
Like if you look at, you'll be like, holy shit! Like Rage maybe, and then a week later, it's like, I mean, I don't Dookie drops and or something. If you pull it up like rock albums from 1994 or whatever, the list will blow your mind away, man. It's
I mean,
like,
I
it's
agree
really
with you.
impressive.
And to me,
Because now it's like, what do you get? 3 albums a year where you're like, oh, I wouldn't mind listening to that.
well, dude, you'd be talking to me. I could say the same about country. I mean, I talk about '90s country. Really, is my jam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that music from the '90s to me is really good. But
Yeah, I
in
get
all
it.
genres.
No, I know. There's a lot of people, man, that have. I watched something I didn't want to, but out of respect for you, E, was on not Chris Gaines, but his brother.
I saw something about that with
And
him.
yeah, I can't remember what it was, but they were like, "Oh, dude, you have no fucking idea how like good he is at like the shows he puts on."
Oh
how,
no,
like,
Garth is incredible.
No, I know. I know people say that, but I'm like, it just looks like a douche to me. And they're like, "Dude, you have no idea." Like,
No,
okay.
it's incredible.
Okay.
I actually saw an interview. I actually saw this interview he did about that, by the way, Chris Gaines. And there are. I have to go back and listen to this. There are people.
Chris Gaines.
There are people that think that the Chris Gaines is the best Garth Brooks album.
I'm one of them.
I don't. Well, I don't
I mean,
know.
I've never listened to it, but if you tell me like my options are country or a fake alternative rock album, I'll take the fake alternative rock.
Okay, well, you're doing it in a different way. I'm talking people that are Garth Brooks fans. There are apparently people out there that legitimately think that was Garth Brooks' best album, and it was interesting. I don't remember full details on the interview, but there was a kind of a reasoning for some of it, and he I don't know, but there's people that think that it was really a solid album.
Did he just
actually.
like do like, I've got friends in low places
no.
where the whiskey bum and the bird chases my blues away. Stuff like that, like
No.
heavy fucking crunchy guitar.
No.
Because he knows those work.
He did have a soul patch.
Yeah,
Totally.
to be
did.
clear.
The soul
Black hair.
I'm not defending it. I mean, he says he talks in that thing. He talks about how he never would revisit it. He's still tired from getting the shit kicked out of him for it. But I'm saying, but apparently there
Dude,
is
he did
this group
SNL,
of
didn't he?
people that
Didn't Chris
really
Gaines-
think it was solid.
Yeah.
So
Didn't Chris Gaines do?
yes, as a musical act to Garth Brooks
It's a
hosting.
unique move, man.
It's kind of ballsy. Whatever.
I mean, that's
Do you have any list there, Jay? Did you look at anything there?
Yeah, you're
I
right.
hope I'm right about that.
Dookie went, 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral, Weezer,
Yeah.
Nirvana Unplugged, Soundgarden, Super Unknown, Hole, Pearl Jam, Vitalogy, Beastie Boys, Beck, Alice in Chains, Meat Puppets, Sonic Youth, REM Monster. Yeah, there's good stuff. Offspring, Liz Phair, Oasis, Helmet, Veruca Salt, Stone Temple Pilots, Korn. These were the good old days, huh?
Dude. Let's think about that. I think it's in a Sponge came out later in summer 94 or something like that. They're doing the 25-year anniversary now of that. And they've got a big show coming up. I can't remember where. Fuck.
Cranberries, Bush,
Yeah.
Live. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
Crazy. And there's a lot in there that we wouldn't recognize that are also fucking just different genre, but huge. Huge album. Fucking Fear of a Black Planet or something. I mean, we would obviously know that, but some rap albums came out that were really influential and big. Anyway, do we have any email, Jay?
We do have some email.
What do we got? And by the way, they'll announce the finalists in January, and then I think the Hall of Fame thing is in May.
Gotcha. Nick writes in, episode 1365. I was shocked when you mentioned my quiet town of Temperance, Michigan.
There you go.
On the podcast a couple days ago, your discussion was the first I had heard about the incident. I couldn't believe the news of a pervert at the local bowling alley. Fortunately, it didn't happen at our beloved Forest View Lanes in Temperance.
Our
That is just-
beloved.
That's just where the guy's from, is Temperance. Thank you for
Right.
clearing up the location of the crime. Temperance is a wholesome community, if you're wondering, where living might not be a vacation, but we get the farm life while being 5 minutes from a major city, Toledo. 5 minutes from a major city. The Nickel,
The
really?
nickel. Oh, yeah.
In response to a few things, border shape. You talked about the border shape of Temperance, Michigan. Temperance is larger than that area on Google Maps. That is the village boundary that you saw. The strange angle on the east border of the village,
Nose.
Jesus, it's
Yeah.
due to following the Ann Arbor Railroad track.
Ah.
Oh,
Okay.
Across the tracks.
So it's not as racist as we would have thought.
Well, no, but if you think, I mean, he says it's found on the track, bad side of the tracks.
Oh,
man.
there you go.
Yeah, but you don't want to tear up the tracks, Just follow the tracks. Make that the spot.
Fast food.
Wow.
Big E, you're correct. We do not have fast food chains besides a Subway. The closest are a town over in Lambertville, 3 miles to the west, or go 5 miles south to Toledo.
I'm not going to Lambertville. Fuck that. I had a bad experience once.
You're not going to the Nickel.
No.
Finally, the Nickel. Temperance does not border the Nickel. Instead, we border West Toledo. While, yes, it's still Toledo, it's much nicer than the Nickel. The Nickel refers to East Toledo, 43605,
Oh, we know.
which is on the other side of the Maumee River, where oil refineries, neck tattoos, and pit bulls run wild.
Nice. Nice.
Best wishes, Nick.
That's awesome.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Did you, by chance, someone just said, was just listening to the show from 2 days ago and went, and I just got a message that said, Russ has a perm, ha, ha, ha.
Russ has a perm.
Yeah. Did we capture any sort of image?
Yeah, he sent me one. Hold on. It's freaking awesome.
You started to dig it?
No.
No?
I think he looks like a total douchebag. Fucking Russell.
Dude, he's got great hair. He's got his old man's hair. So no matter what he does, he's gonna have it for a long
If
time.
it were up to me, it'd be 5 on top, 2 on the sides, 3 to blend. But yeah, he's got like longer hair, so it worked and, it got all curled up proper.
He's got
Who's his date?
he's rocking the pimples there,
It's his
huh?
buddy Rodrigo, man.
Is that Rodrigo?
Yeah.
What a handsome devil.
Yeah.
Rodrigo is. I mean,
Rod's a stud, man.
no, I meant Russ. That's not E. What it is
I'm
like.
looking at it. I'm looking at it.
He's looking. He was going after E's hair.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I glanced over to E. I'm like, holy, it's like E's hair.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
it
I don't
kind
have
of
a
straightens
problem
out
with
on the
that.
side.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see if he goes for another round, Jake. Can you just ask him to
You know what's
just
funny?
Bob Ross or Greatest American Hero just once? We can loosen it back up, fix it. But
See,
whatever.
now I'm offended because when I think about it, I'm almost offended because it just shows you again, fucking grass is always greener situations. Because what he's doing is what he's trying to. You are right. I mean, I know you didn't think of me, but you're right. When I look at his hair, he's trying to pay to make his hair look like mine is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I fucking hate that
But
my
he's
hair is
riffing off it. He's doing it in a douchebag manner.
I know,
Is this cultural appropriation?
but my point is saying that
we've
is-
seen people go down for less than
But
that.
my point of saying that is it just shows you like how this grass is always greener because like I've always been mad that my hair wasn't straight.
Yes.
So when I grow it, I
Yep.
can't just like.
I
flip
believe I
it and
recall
shit.
a video in the members area where you are straightening your hair.
Oh yeah.
Right. So my point is like it
He
just shows
loved
you.
it.
Oh my
Remember
god.
he held that. Like,
he was like, I
wouldn't
look like
wash it.
Pete from
Yeah, Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy. He did though.
He did.
Right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it just shows
Remember
you
he wouldn't
like
wash
he's
it for like
trying to.
5
Yeah.
days because he didn't want to lose it.
He's trying to like. Everyone just wants what they can't have. He wants to do his hair in a way that is
Yep.
not natural, and I would kill it if I could fucking
Yeah.
have his straight hair and
Yeah.
just.
The beauty for him is he can go back to
I know.
straight if he
Fuck
wants.
him.
Yeah, yeah. And at least he's someone in that family using the gift that is the hairline you guys have been blessed with.
Right.
He's not letting it go to waste like some people in his family. So.
5 on top, 2 on the sides, 3 to blend.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks everybody for hanging with us, and we'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully you'll join us then. Have a good one.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.